Hey guys, this is Devin. I'm back with another video about cod liver oil. Last time I spoke with you guys was 2 weeks ago, and I was going to start giving my son, who is vaccine damaged, vaccine injured, however you want to say it, cod liver oil every single day to boost his vitamin A intake, which apparently helps him, which we'll get into that later, why, what info I found and why I decided to start this. But yeah, so for 2 weeks he's been getting, what is the dose? Sorry, it's basically a half of a teaspoon, which I figured out into the syringe because it's just easier to do the syringe because of the way the bottle comes. And we're going to talk about what the bottle says and everything also. But anyway, the bottle comes like that, so it's just easier to do it this way rather than into a teaspoon. So anyway, half of a teaspoon actually equals 2.5 milliliters. So he gets 2.5 of these every day. So, and the reason that I started this is because I was doing some research online and I found a website, and I'm going to read to you guys what it said that encouraged me to go and buy this stuff. It says, a study of 60 autistic children suggests that the pertussis toxin found in the DTaP vaccine interferes with retinoid receptors in the brain in genetically at-risk children. So you ask, what is an at-risk child? Well, it'll get to that. This toxin, though, separates the G-alpha protein from retinoid receptors. Those most at-risk families are ones that report a history of at least one of the parents have a pre-existing condition of a G-alpha protein defect. So what are these defects? They include, night blindness, which is so common, pseudo-hypoparathyroidism, or an adenoma of the thyroid or pituitary gland, which is what I have. I have the adenoma of the pituitary gland. It says natural vitamin A helps reconnect retinoid receptors critical for vision, sensory perception, language processing, and attention in autistic children. To ensure bioavailable vitamin A, a daily dose of green pasture fermented cod liver oil is advisable. So of course I looked this stuff up, found it on Amazon. Right there. Green pasture fermented cod liver oil. So just to kind of read you guys what it says on here. It says, Blue Ice fermented cod liver oil is made in small batches with extraordinary care. We ferment livers from fish that have been exclusively wild caught in the Bering Sea regions of Alaska. Fermentation is a natural enzymatic and microbial action that releases the oils from the livers. Our fermented cod liver oil is a raw, unadulterated whole food. It is routinely third-party tested for purity. It goes on to say these statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. But it has been for years. So I think that's just something we have to say whenever it isn't evaluated by the FDA. So this product comes from a fishery that has been independently certified to the MSC's standard for well-managed and sustainable fishery. Well, that's good. I got the unflavored kind. It comes in orange and I believe cinnamon. This stuff is gross. I mean, straight up nasty. I had a bunch of stuff in my hands whenever I was coming downstairs to film this, and I kind of had this like in my teeth holding it as I was walking down the stairs. Oh, mistake. It's like rotten fish plus like an aftertaste of like soap. It's weird. It is disgusting. And if I didn't think it was helping him so much, I would not give this to my kid, but as I'll tell you later in the video, I think it is. I think it is helping. Okay, so this next part I find interesting. Hope it doesn't interfere with something I'm going to do next, because it says that this product is processed in a facility that also processes tree nuts, milk, and soy products. Well, from everything I've been reading, the next thing I need to do is put Owen on a diet that's free of soy, and free of gluten. So I hope that doesn't like mess each other up. I hope this doesn't mess up his diet, because I want to continue him on this. Okay. We'll just see how it goes, I guess, because that's everything the bottle says. So I'll just get into how it went for me this last couple weeks. So getting the nasty stuff down my 3-year-old's throat was difficult. I first just started by putting it into the syringe and just kind of thinking I could shoot it down. No, it all came back out all over me. So, that didn't work. And that was discouraging, really discouraging. It almost made me cry, because I'm just like, if I can't get it into him, I can't help him. So I thought, I read some more, and I saw that some people were mixing it with drinks, like really strong tasting drinks. So I tried, like an orange soda, because he likes soda. He doesn't get it much, but I mean, if it's going to get this stuff down him, he can have a drink of soda, you know? And then cranberry juice is what I have gone to now. So, okay, so at first he was only getting half of a dose down, because I had to put so little in the drink. He drinks a lot, which is good, but I had to put maybe like 0.25 ounces, 0.25 milliliters into each like full sippy cup. And obviously he's not going to drink, 20 sippy cups a day. So he was only getting like half of the dose the first probably week. And then I think he's getting more and more used to the taste, because I'm able to now put half of the dose in one sippy cup and half of the dose in a second sippy cup. So if he, and he does every day, drinks 2 sippy cups, that's his full, full dose of cod liver oil in a day. So it's getting better, which I'm so excited about. So hopefully we can get it down to 1 sippy cup, and then he can have just like his desired drinks of choice for the rest of the day. Because I hate kind of having to like control, oh, you can only have, 2 sippy cups of cranberry juice that has oil in it. But yeah, he's starting to tolerate it a lot better, and I am so happy. And it's not just me, you guys. I didn't really even like expand on what I'm doing with my dad and my grandma, and they've both watched him in the past 2 weeks. And I simply just said, make sure he please make sure he drinks his sippy cups when he's with you. And they do. And they've both told me like things that Owen has come up to them and just randomly said, like out of the blue, original thought, not copying, not mimicking, no echolalia, like just said to them. And I have examples of it too, and it's just like kind of crazy that this oil can help that much. So I'm not trying to see things that aren't there. I am a realist. I honestly look for the worst to happen. So the fact that like I'm getting good results is like so exciting. So yeah, definitely gonna continue it. Just an example of it, I was putting him in the car for my dad to take him to his house to watch him, and I was buckling him into his car seat, and I'm telling him bye, giving him a kiss and stuff, and I was waiting for my dad to finish up what he was doing and get over to the car. So I was standing there with Owen, with the car door open, just waiting, and Owen just looks at me and goes, "Shut the door." And I'm like, "What? You just told me to shut the door. You just told me to do something." And like, he would never, like, he would just like cry or something before, if things weren't the way he wanted. But the fact that he told me to shut the door, like, it was just awesome. Like, boss me around all you want. That's awesome. at least you're like having original thought and expressing what you want me to do, and it's amazing. Like, I could have just cried right there. I know, I'm like mentioning how often I cry, but like, I'm just happy. They're happy tears for once. So he doesn't, I know the article said that it helps with vision. So I was thinking like maybe eye contact would be one of those things that would improve with this oil, but honestly, I haven't seen that yet. And then his behaviors, it does nothing for his behaviors. Absolutely nothing. His behaviors are still very bad. So I think that's where the diet is going to come in and help me there. Sleep is awful. Sleep is horrendous. Look at these. I mean, I'm going to age 10 years in this process that it's so bad. My husband and I get 3 broken hours of sleep at night because we do have a 3-month-old as well. So between the 3-month-old and Owen, it's like they take turns being awake all night. I did today, actually, for the first time, I mixed coconut oil and then some lavender essential oils. I put it on the bottom of his feet and then on his chest. And I drove him around. It took an hour, but I got him to sleep. That's the only way I can get Owen to sleep, is if I drive him around. Otherwise, he won't settle down. He won't settle down. So he literally has to be strapped into that seat, which forces him to then calm down, chill out. You know, his breathing slows and he eventually goes to sleep with the white noise of the car and the movement. So, but yeah, an hour. But you know what? I'll do it every day. I don't care if it gets my child a nap, because if he doesn't have those naps, he gets the darkest circles. I mean, they are hugely dark. It looks like he got punched in the face and has 2 black eyes. It's dark. And I know whenever I was working in special ed, I had a kid that I worked with one-on-one, and he had those really sad black circles under his eyes. It was really sad. But yeah, whenever he gets naps, he doesn't have those dark circles, so obviously I feel like he needs naps. So I'm going to try the essential oils route and the driving around the car. Hopefully. I just don't know. I just want to sleep. I just want to sleep. I'm kind of thinking, I'm always looking stuff up. Always. I never stop. Oh my gosh. I'm like obsessed. It just rules my mind, you know. When something's wrong with your kid, it just like eats away at you. Anyway, I was looking, and like even my mom mentioned, she kind of got me on this path of looking down this particular route. But I'm kind of thinking less autism and more sensory processing disorder, possibly. I'm not a doctor or anything. I'm not like trying to diagnose my kid, but I'm just trying to figure out and pinpoint what we are dealing with. So yeah, because like I said in another video, he's amazingly smart. But lately he has been covering his ears as if the sounds bother him. And I mean, last night he covered his ears, and it was just me and him laying on the couch in the dark. I was trying to get him to sleep. And literally the only thing I could hear, and I really had to listen out for, was the hum of the refrigerator. And he was going like this and crying, like whining. Like, what do you hear? You know? I don't know what it was, but that's kind of how sensory processing disorder kids act. And then we tried to take him, we did like a trial at Gymnastics. Oh my god, what a disaster. Okay, so it was in a big gymnasium, obviously trampolines here, people spinning on poles here, and you know, bleachers of all the parents watching. Oh my gosh. We arrived early because they said to be prompt. We sat in the bleachers waiting for the class to start, and he was just melting down. I mean, everyone, all eyes were on us. People making little comments I could hear saying, he doesn't want to be here. He doesn't want to be anywhere. Like, this kid is unhappy, and I'm trying to help him. But in the meantime, you know, I'm trying to figure out maybe you know, my thought process was maybe if I get him involved in something where he has to be in a group setting and follow directions from a teacher, you know, that's kind of like structure, and maybe he would like that. No, he couldn't get past the fact that it was a really busy place. So, I don't know. Sensory processing disorder, question mark? But you know, then I read that that isn't even a diagnosis on its own. That's like under the umbrella of autism still, because there isn't, sensory processing disorder doesn't have a number in the DSM-4. So even if I take him and they say yes, sensory processing disorder, they would still give him that autistic diagnosis. I guess unless he gets an educational diagnosis from an OT, and then he could have sensory processing disorder as his diagnosis, I think is how I understand it. So I did get a letter since we last spoke about the OTs are going to come out and evaluate him. So they'll for sure see that he needs services. If they say he doesn't, then I'll just ask for another OT, because he could definitely benefit from that. I don't want to leave anything out. I'm trying to see if there's anything else. I said we're going to start the diet next. I'm super scared to do it. I am not a cook. I am lost in the kitchen. Lost. But, you know, my thing is here, I'll do anything for Owen. Anything. I'll cook. I'll buy weird food. I will listen to him cry as I make him eat it. He likes 3 things. Corn dogs, Pop-Tarts, mac and cheese, well, pizza. You know, he likes junk. He likes carby, junky foods. And he can't have those anymore. So I gotta find like, and I'm sure I can scour Pinterest and find something, but I gotta start, this non-cook has to start find like a gluten-free homemade Pop-Tart or something, you know, just stuff like that. Like that's what my future is. So I'm nervous, but I'm gonna do it. So in about 3.5 weeks, we as a family are traveling abroad. Dun dun dun. Yeah. So I'm going to start this diet pronto, so maybe the results can start manifesting before we get on a plane, and we can be used to the diet and know what he can and can't eat over there, so we can tell people that are trying to feed him, no, he can't have that, or yes, that's fine, you know, stuff like that. So, I guess in summary, those conditions that I read, what are they called? G-alpha defects, G-alpha protein defects, night blindness, pseudo-hypoparathyroidism, that's a mouthful, and then the adenoma of the pituitary and adrenal? No, pituitary and thyroid. Adrenal's a different gland. But yeah, if you have those and you are planning on having a baby or are pregnant with a baby right now, do not get the DTaP vaccine. I'm not a doctor, but just from reading that and from me having the condition and getting the shot and having the baby that I had and the problems that I have with him now, I mean, it clearly says it right here. And it clearly happened to me, so just, I don't know, learn from my mistake. I was uninformed, and I'm paying the price now. And just a little side note, I did not get the DTaP with my 3-month-old. No way in heck. They tried hard, but no, no, not happening. I don't need 2 babies to fix. And then just try this, because I am loving what I'm seeing. I recommend it. You can see in my face that I'm happy. I can't talk about cod liver oil without smiling. I'm happy. So guys, until the next time we talk, let's just heal our kids. That's all we can do. Heal our kids. I'll talk to you guys later. Subscribe if you want to continue Owen's journey through healing, and please, the comments I got on the first video, I talked to 2 really wonderful women, and so encouraging. I loved all they are brilliant. All of the information, I have a list, guys, of things I'm gonna try and do, and they helped me add some stuff to it, so I'm really excited. If you guys have anything to say, I will talk to you guys in the comments. Until then, see you next time.